Well, it's definitely the flavour of the beginning of 2025 is 2002s. And when Callum and I saw these parked in the car park, we just thought we've got to share these with you. Part of it was the colour of these cars sitting side by side. And a lot of you that know me very well will know that 2002s, especially TIIs, the fuel-injected, the mechanical fuel-injected cars, have played such a big part of my life over the last 35 years. I remember my dad racing his 2002 TII in the BMW Car Club Championship back in the 80s. I remember my brother, and I hope he gets to watch this and I'll remind him about his utter hooligans, Inca Orange 2002 TII that had a big blue stripe and lots of modified bits. That, a lot of you already know, is part of our collection, that very special car, and more on that later. This lovely Verona Red 2002 TII, again a TII, the fuel-injected car, is in the workshop. A client's delivered it to us for service work and a bit of a birthday to bring her back up to date. But what this bit of film footage for you is going to be about is actually this very, very special little car. It's one of the earliest you'll ever see, even in left-hand drive actually, although this example is right-hand drive. It's got a very, very special story. It was manufactured on 5th 1968, so May 1968, so it really is one of the very, very earliest cars you'll find. And this particular example, as I said, has got a fascinating and very amusing story, but it has survived as basically a barn find, unwelded, untouched. It has to be one of the most original 2002s that I've seen in the last 25, 30 years. What a special little car, and I want to share that with you. So it's a Monday, and I've got the privilege of final road testing on this very, very special Pacific Blue 2002. That's a standard 2002 with the single carburettor. And this is one of the earliest right-hand drives, well, certainly I've ever seen, and certainly it's still in existence today. This car's build date is May 1968, and actually the Pacific Blue was actually only ever used as a colour on 2002s for that 1 year. But this car, well, you guys actually all know 2002s play a massive part in my history with BMW. They were cheap when I was a kid, and you could buy them for a few £100 and go out and have a terrific amount of fun and rear-wheel drive hooliganism in a 2-litre car for a lot of money and a bit of style. But this car has survived and is rather special, and it's been a great privilege for both from a sales point of view and also from a workshop point of view to be involved in this very special little project. I'll tell you a bit about its history. So it was found by about 6 years ago by a great customer of ours, known him I think about 20 years, and the car was located down in the West Country where it had been sitting since 1971, so it was only 3 years old, with 30,000 miles, and it was bought by a lady who I think was the third owner. So she would have still paid quite a premium for that car. It was only 3 years old. And this is the weird bit. She lost the keys. So, unlike most of us, which of course would have approached our local BMW dealer and sourced a new set of keys, after searching her house, she decided it was time to buy another 2002. It's now about 5 years ago when our customer was contacted by the estate of the lady who bought this car in 1971, who had died, and was told about a 2002 lurking in her garage, when it was removed, and to the utter amazement of everybody, this 2002 has survived as, well, to be quite frank, the most original 2002 I have ever seen. Every single component on the car is still dated May 1968. The body shell, the structure is untouched. It's never been restored, never welded, never been taken apart. It's the most quiet 2002. There's no wind noise, nothing. It is like driving a new car, and that's because it's never been taken apart and put back together again. after 40 years off the road, it was time for a fairly major, obviously age-related, not mileage-related, it's only done 42,000 miles today, but an age-related rebuild dealing with every single piece of rubber on the car. So between the owner and then ourselves, a programme of work was drawn up to completely recommission this incredibly original and unrestored 2002. Every single coolant hose, every single fuel hose, engine out, head gasket, every single other engine gasket, oil seal, O-ring, gearbox seals, differential seals, the all suspension bushes, ball joints, gaiters, prop shaft couplings, gear lever bushes, clutch, hydraulics, slave cylinder, master cylinder, etc. Servo, brake servos rebuilt. Every single item on the car that perished with age was replaced, rebuilt, overhauled, ensuring that this car holds absolutely no nasty surprises for the next owner that we've found for this amazing little 2002. It is absolutely delightful to drive, and I can honestly say it is like driving a brand new car. I mean, this is a time warp that takes you back to 1970, 71, and as I say, it just feels like I'm driving off to work in a brand new 2002. The interior on this 2002 has also survived in absolutely original condition. Grey vinyl, not a mark on it, not a rip anywhere. It is as good as the structure underneath. It's simply amazing. But as I say, these cars still impress today because of their usability and their performance. What a great way of finishing a Monday with a road test in this beautiful sunny weather in what absolutely is the best 2002 I have ever had the privilege of being involved with. And for the workshop team to be involved in the future-proofing and the preparation of this car for the next owner, it's been absolutely delightful. And as I say, a great privilege.